Hello again, hello again. If you watched the unit review, you would know that I had a couple of questions to myself about how good, Fryevia would be, how she would actually stack up due to the fact that she's a hybrid damage dealer, and I think she's the first unit that we get in global, maybe the first unit in Brave Exvius period who is focused on doing strictly hybrid damage. So I spent a little time today doing some damage calcs and comparing her to our big DD man, our big boss man Orlandeau, and we'll go over like a few quick builds so you can see what they have equipped and their attack stats and their magic stats, and then a couple of damage calcs real quick that I have already done, and you might just be surprised how much damage she does. So we're gonna go and look at our builds. So this is Orlandeau. This is best in slot, full TMR. We're gonna see how much damage these units can possibly do in this game. So he's got, the old Genji Blade, Excalibur, Black Cowl, Brave Suit, Genji Glove, Bracer, triple plus 30% attack materia, Blade Mastery, Max Odin. Alright, so he's got 980 attack. Then we'll have Fryevia here, 450 attack, 1042 magic. So even though she's hybrid, you might think you want to evenly distribute the two stats. You don't. You want to focus on one. You want to focus predominantly on magic, because it's one of the easiest stats to boost in global, because we can stack letters and arms. And because we can stack this, they each give you a 50% bonus to magic. So you just stack letters and arms. You are dual wielding in this build, so you are totally ignoring the fact that she gets a super double hand bonus for one of her passives. This one right here, Duelist Pose, boosts equipment attack by 100% and magic by 50% when single wielding. No, forget that. You want to dual wield because dual wield's broken, and we're just gonna dual wield and forget that you have that passive for this build. So you're gonna have two of her own TMs, because in addition to dual wielding, normally dual wield will only account for the stats on your weapon per hit. So when your first attack will use your main hand and your second attack will use your offhand. Dual wielding does do that for attack, but it doesn't do that for magic. So it'll use your total magic stat. Because she's doing hybrid damage, she'll get to use 224 magic per hit. So that's why you stack magic, because the damage formula is quadratic? I don't know, whatever. You square your magic stat. Then you just equip as much magic as possible. So we're gonna assume that you have Creepy Mask, get Rainbow Robe, Genji Glove, Magical Crest, and then just 4 letter and arms and equip Ramu. Okay, so that's her. So let's look at some of the damage calcs here. So we have Orlandeau with his 980 attack, 860 for the main hand, 873 offhand. So we're going to use Divine Ruination on him, which is a 4-hit multiplier. It's a 2-hit multiplier with ignore 50% defense, so it's the same as doubling the multiplier. Ignore defense doesn't actually take into account your enemy's defense. It's coded as a direct multiplier to your skill. So the first hit for your first main hand is just under 3 million. Second hit is 4.5. So you're doing 7.5 million damage. This is not taking into account any buffs you put on your units like Embolden. And this is raw damage, so this is against enemies with 0 defense, which doesn't matter because it'll be the same for every character. And like I said, ignore defense on moves doesn't take into account the actual defense of your enemy. It just takes into account your normal skill multiplier. It's just a multiplier on top of your multiplier. That's why it is 4 instead of 2, and then this is a 6 instead of a 4, because the first hit will apply the light resist debuff and increase it by another 50%, or it'll decrease their lightning resistance by 50%, which is another ×2 multiplier for you. So it goes up to 6. You do 7.5 million raw damage. Freya has her attack stats here. 466 attack, between each hand. Oh, this is actually... I don't know why this is 500 something. Yeah, no, it's 450. That was a lie. This is 450. All of this. All of this is 450. Oh, this is from a different build I was messing around with. This was before I figured out that you should just stack magic. This is 358 at a minus. And this is 358. The main hand and offhand are the same because you're using the same weapon. So 358 offhand, get to use magic on both hits. 358 main hand, same magic because magic isn't unique to the weapon. So this is how you do hybrid damage. You do the physical damage, then the magic damage, and then divide it by 2 afterwards. So 1 million physical damage, 8.7 million magic damage, divided by 2, 4.8 for the first hit. Do the same here, 7.3 mil for the second hit, for total damage of 12,222,800. Orlandeau's like the best DD in the game currently, but not anymore. Not anymore, because she's doing almost 5 million more raw damage than he is. And the move that this is a calculation of is just an ice version of Divine Ruination. Yeah, this is like whale territory for sure, because she scales super well with TMRs. But if you're whaling out and you want like to do the most damage you can possibly do, just get a bunch of Fryevias instead of Orlandeau's. Or if you have all these TMs for one unit, just whale out a Fryevia and find another Fryevia whale friend. The other interesting thing she can do, because this is the same, this is chaining. This is both a 14 hit chain. Their attack animation is the exact same. They can even chain with each other, but they don't elemental chain with each other very well because there's not very many great ice swords other than Fryevias. So I guess you could throw an ice sword on Orlandeau, but it would reduce his damage a little bit because he'd be doing half ice, half holy. Yada yada. Don't do that. Just get double Fryevia and just elemental chain with her. But the other interesting thing she can do is you can go a full single wield stacking magic build, put on Ring of the Lucii, and just stack a bunch of letter and arms, and you will be able to use her as a chain finisher with Alterna. Alterna will do 7.26 million raw damage, less than this, but you're using her as a chain finisher. So if you can do like a full elemental chain of any element, doesn't matter, like 2 Chizurus and finish it with an Alterna, doing 29 million raw damage. 29 million. I think it's safe to say that she is a good unit. Give her a thumbs up, but she is only a good unit if you get all these TMRs for her. She is super heavily dependent on having like the best gear possible. Like for her to be good, to be fantastic, you can't even just pull one of her and be like, all right, I can make best. No, you need 2 of her. You need to get 2 of her own weapon. So you can replace this with, I think the second best weapon would be an enhancer. But like you need 2 of her own TM. One of the Marie's TM, a bunch of TMs, whatever, you know, stack letters and arms. Gooby, you messed up. Letters and arms. You shouldn't be able to do this, dude. But yeah, that's my realization on Freyivia. If you're super well or have all these TMs, dude, and you have her, now you know. Chuck that Orlandeau aside, make some Freyivia friends. Get out there and just one-shot things with her as your choice of a chain finisher, just chain with another Freyivia. Do it. Alright, that's hype. I'm excited. I'm never gonna get her, but I'm excited to know that she's actually good. Alright, peace.